So as you can see, I have After Effects installed here. There may be an update. You need to check to see if you're supposed to do the update using the three little dots. But this isn't where I want you coming in order to open the program. I'm going to close Creative Cloud here, go to my Start button, and you should be using After Effects here for this first time. Of course, you'll be using File Explorer to open your project as you continue working on it. But for the first time, we're going to open it up here. Your picture may be different depending on what update we're on. And you're going to click on New Project right here. It immediately opens up. So the first thing to do is do a file and save as, even before we import anything. And you can see that I'm in my Vector Graphics project folder in the special folder I called Animation. So for this project, 23/12/04 is my date when I'm starting this, and this is my monster by Arabella. As you can see, I've used that as my AI file, and I've saved the AI file in there, but I'm just going to name it the same thing. Now there is no composition. This is where the timeline would be, except we haven't started anything yet. But it does have its name. Don't want to see untitled up there at all. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a new composition just so that I can set the amount of time so that everybody's got, let's say, 30 seconds on the clock. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. Let's call this one Master, like we did with Premiere, and go ahead. Right here is where the duration is. So let's go ahead and type 30. Of course, this last set of numbers is the number of frames. This is not the seconds. So it goes frames, seconds, minutes, and hours. Now this background color by default is usually black. Since we've been drawing on a white background, we will go ahead and change this to white for the moment. Now this is just the After Effects background. It will not be exported with your project. And if we combine our monsters into one, we may need to make your very dark monsters. Many of you just painted in black. We may need to make those glow so that we can see them. But for the moment, we'll just do this as the same color as Illustrator. So the rest of it, it should be 1920 by 1080. You may need to find a preset here, HD 1920 by 1080 if you don't have that. So let's go ahead and get started, clicking OK. So now you see this white background. It's, as I said, not actually part of the composition. We don't have anything, no layers on here right now, but you can see the 30 seconds right there. So we're going to we can close this master and import again from our animation folder. So we're going to find our simpler monster by Arabella, as I showed where we hid those different layers. So I'm going to open this up, and I've got composition is what we want to import it as. You can do it as footage, but then it moves all your pieces into the very center. And we want it to stay with the document size, not the size of the layer. That way everything is still in the right position when we import it. So I'm going to click OK. And you can see now that we have the simpler monster by Arabella composition here. Now where are all the layers? Well, we're going to double click on this composition, and you can see a composition that has all of the pieces that were on there, including some that were hidden. So let's take a look here. We also have the individual layers. So it's pretty safe to go ahead and remove the ones that we're not planning to use right now, because we can go back and grab the actual layer. It's why we didn't delete them in Illustrator. We've still got them kind of tucked away in this folder. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the layers that we're not going to use. That spring is hidden. The red tail, we'll just stick with one. And I got rid of one of the tentacles just to simplify things a little bit and have a little more room for the feet. Let's see what else might have been hidden. This may be when you want to get rid of that reference layer, if you did that accidentally, left it in there or on purpose, but we don't want it, of course, visible or part of our composition. So that gets us set up. Going ahead and saving. Pressing Control S frequently is a very good idea.